I didn't want to make this video so soon, but the reason I'm making this video now is because in a couple of hours I may not be too willing or wanting to make this video. It's happened again. The one thing that is that, unlike others who have the obligation to come off of their medication, do not have to live a life of pain, can just come off it, do whatever you have to do to just do that. And I don't have that option. I've said this before. I don't have that option because I have a great deal of pain that I have to worry about. That just is so bad. It gets to the point so bad where I just don't want to exist anymore. I'm wondering if all this is even worth it anymore. If all this is what I mean to the medical industry that's got me in this situation. If this is all that I mean to all of them. I'm not some junkie off the street who went out looking for a high. I had something happen to me that I didn't ask for. And here again, I feel like I'm the bad guy because I call my doctor's office and need to get pain medicine, and I can't get it because their girls are too busy or whatever the reason is. I don't know what the reason is, but this happened not too long ago, and I went a couple of days without my meds. And at the same time, I was very ill, and I just wanted to die. I was hoping I did die, because I just don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to chase this shit around anymore. It's like, I didn't ask for this, and I'm covering my mouth because I'm too embarrassed. I don't want my teeth in. I'm such an idiot. But I just wanted to make this video before I got too sick to be able to do so. And in too much pain. The last time I was in so much pain, I just laid here. I just wanted to die. But I'm not gonna do this. I didn't want to do this yet, and I didn't want anybody to see this yet. I didn't expect that this would happen again so soon. I'm just so afraid of what's gonna happen to me. I mean, Ed has spent the last week calling the office trying to make sure that he starts to call on the 5 days that you're supposed to call on, so nobody thinks you're chasing some kind of crazy junkie around looking for drugs or something. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Sorry, I don't have any tissue. I didn't ask for this. I don't want this. And this is why I don't want to exist anymore. It's because I have to keep playing this stupid game. And I don't know why I have to keep playing this stupid game with people. This is my life that they're doing, but not their own. They don't have people waiting at home for them in this condition, because if they did, they'd be doing the same thing that my people are out doing, making phone calls, trying to make people make the phone calls that they're supposed to make. But no, they don't do it. I don't know why. I'm not going to blame anybody. It's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to blame anybody but the damn system. I'm just so tired of feeling sick and hurting. I'm so freaking tired of it. Like I said, if this was the trade-off, who the hell would ask for this? If this was the trade-off, if they let me know 10, 15 years ago when they put me on this, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when they put me on this crap, if they told me that I'd be doing this, you think I would have said, oh yeah, I'll take some of that, please, doctor, thank you. I'll trade any time away from some time. No, I wanted all my time, and I still want all my time, but I can't go on living like this anymore, and I don't know how much longer anybody's expected to even try. I'm angry now. I'm angry now because this has happened again. This is not how I wanted to do this video. What is a person supposed to do? The doctor gives you his cell phone number, so this doesn't happen again. I call the cell phone number, and it doesn't get me anywhere. So what does that? Does that mean he just gave it to me just to blow me off? I don't know. Why would a 20-year doctor do that to his patient? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it. I'm not a weak person, but there's just only so much a person can freaking take, man. I've been doing this for 30 fucking years. I'm sorry about that F-bomb, I really am. Damn it. I can't even cry anymore because I can't freaking breathe. I'm so sorry. This is not how I wanted this video to go. I wanted to have you be aware of the problem, but I wasn't sure how I was going to introduce it, if it was going to be under these kind of conditions or what. I so want to have a regular life. Nobody gets it. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this. I'm sorry. I just want people to understand how much this hurts me. It's not something I went out and asked for. It's not something, I don't know anybody in their right mind would go out and ask for such an existence. I mean, it's just, especially after knowing all of what it can bring. I know what it can all bring, and I'm telling you, I would not have made the same decision for my treatment that I made. Was not. I'm sorry. I turned away. I didn't want anybody to see me light a cigarette. Yes, I'm smoking. I still smoke. There's not a whole lot a guy like me can do, even though this is bad for me. It's one of the only things that can give me a couple of minutes of stress release for a second or two, and I know why. It's endorphins, isn't it? I'm fucking giving my body something that it wants, right? Dumb. That's what this whole freaking thing is about. If you didn't have all this other extra baggage with this medicine, it would have been a freaking godsend. It would have been a wonderful thing to bring to the world. Something to give people for pain so they didn't have to live with pain anymore. That was the whole tagline. Don't live with pain. Why would you live with pain when you don't have to anymore? And I didn't have to for a while. Well, that's not true. That pain has never gone away 100%. That's why I constantly needed all the treatments that have been available to me. But I don't
want to live like this. But I don't know what I can do. I've been to the doctors. I've been to the people that are supposed to help you take care of this sort of problem, which is one of the things that made me say it was okay in the first place. I thought, okay, there's people and there are doctors and there's medicine that you can take to help you not take this stuff when it comes a time when you don't need it anymore. Great, there's an out. Always thought that, but until this big pharmaceutical lie amongst the medical industry happened, nobody was any wiser, and they took it. I took it. I happened to get injured right when it started, so nobody knew anything yet. It wasn't a problem at that point. And I saw it becoming a problem, and I thought to myself, my gosh, some of these people here are not for the same reason that I'm here. And again, I don't mean to judge, but why would you want to do something like that? Yeah, I've done things that maybe weren't looked at. I've done different drugs that, weren't in the mainstream and that sort of thing when I was younger. And of course, I've, grown out of most of those things with the exception of the legal ones that I do now. The ones that the United States is, and I'm not going to blame the United States for giving them out freely. I mean, fentanyl they've been using since the 1950s to aid them in doing operations. They've been using it to help keep people asleep during surgery since the 50s, and for chronically ill and chronically dying peoples. And I wasn't dying. I was hardly dying. I was 25 years old when they put me on these medications. And now I have this I have to deal with. If I want to try and live with some day, I went to a concert last night, and I knew I shouldn't have went because it was a painful thing to do. Some of it wasn't enjoyable, I have to say. But I'm so glad that I was able to do that. And I was able to do that because of the medicine, but at the same time, every other day I have to carry this burden. This happens every other day. I feel ill. The medicine runs low, and I have to wait for it to build back up. And it just does this yucky thing to me. So it's a freaking curse, man. I think I'm no longer going to be alone. My Jacks just jumped up and ran to the door. So I think perhaps the lovely people I live with, my mother and my significant other, my husband of 36 years, who was so stressed out trying to call them, and this has been such a big thing to him too. It's just watching me go through this and not being able to do anything, and happen to be the one that has to make the phone calls because I can't make them and stuff like that. It's a lot for him, and he's getting to be tired of it too, and I don't know how much longer. If he doesn't do it for me, then there's going to be nobody that really cares. And if that happens, I'm going to become a statistic for sure. And let me be the first person to tell you that I always wanted to become 100 years old and be on this stupid Smucker's jar commercial and stuff like I grew up with. And I always thought I would get there, but there's no way I'm going to get there. There's no way. Sorry. I keep looking in the wrong place too. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I should be looking at you. I keep forgetting to looking at the camera and I'm looking at myself. I don't know why that makes a difference, but trying to do the right thing when it comes to making these videos. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing, so please forgive me for this being going to be maybe my third or fourth video out and it being such poor quality. And I'm sorry for acting this way, but it just scares me so much when this happens that I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how sick I'm going to get. I don't know how much pain I'm going to have to endure. It's just always bad and always unwanted. But what else am I supposed to do? I don't know. Again, I was saying, I went to the doctors, the ones that told me, or the ones that you go to help you get off this stuff, you know, the ones that give you the Suboxone and all the other stuff that's supposed to help you, told me no way. They told me to look at it as if I was getting a cancer diagnosis or a death diagnosis, where it was something I'm going to have to live with and a treatment I'm going to have to live with until the day I die. They couldn't tell me when that would be, and they could never tell me when that would be. One thing they could tell me is that there's no old people that suffer with this, because nobody lives old enough to, you know, and long enough on fentanyl to live to be old, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, they told me no way. And the only way that could even be potentially possible in his eyes is that I would have to be able to detox off half of the dose that I'm on, and that whole process would kill me, and the pain would be excruciating, because all these years of being on these medications has screwed up my pain receptors in the brain, and it makes perfect sense that it would. Why wouldn't it? I mean, it made me feel like I didn't have any pain sometimes, but at least not as much pain as I do when I don't have it going on, that's for sure. Because let me tell you, there's a big difference. There's a huge, I can't even get out of bed. I can't even get out of bed when and it's not even in full bore. That was just the last time it happened. I couldn't get the hell out of bed again. And I've been there way too many times. But like I said, every other day I have a good day and a bad day, a good day and a bad day. And today was my bad day. It just ended up being a badder day, or a worse day, or however the heck you say it. I'm sorry to put you on hold there. That was Ed calling. This is going to start a whole new video. I'm going to have to somehow put it together. I just tried that cell number again. I don't think that's his number. That can't be a doctor's cell number. I should have tried it before now. I'm sorry. I can't talk right now. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to say. I'm not exactly sure why I turned the camera back on. I am so very angry right now. I'm afraid, I'm angry. I don't know if I copied his cell number down wrong, but it's just another one of those things that my life is seemingly forever failing at. Which is why I'm losing so much hope these days. I don't have much of that left at all. Ed and my mother's gonna be home any second. That's who called. I wish I could say my doctor's name so loud into this phone and he could hear me and he would make this all better. I just think that's a stupid frickin' pipe dream. I thought he was gonna make that better when he gave me a cell phone number, to which evidently I don't have the right one. Or he's changed it, or I don't know, maybe he didn't give me the right number. Maybe he just was blowing me off that day. I don't know. I hear the car doors. They're here. I'm gonna have to stop talking for now. But maybe I'll be able to talk a little bit later on. I'm gonna try and put this video out there very soon. I don't think I'm gonna feel like it tomorrow. Alright, folks. Good night.